Rick and Morty creative team talk future plans for Evil Morty and Mr. Poopybutthole fan theories. Rick and Morty showrunner Scott Marder and co-creator Dan Harmon tease future plans for Evil Morty in the coming seasons while addressing fan theories that Mr. Poopybutthole could become an antagonist. Rick and Morty Season 7 ditched co-creator and lead star Justin Roiland after a series of well-publicized controversies, replacing him with Ian Cardone and Harry Belden as Rick and Morty respectively. Both found their footing as the season progressed, and the decision to end the Rick Prime storyline offered a sense of closure to the show's Roiland-led years. Talking to Variety, via Tunado.com, showrunner Scott Marder explained the significance of dealing with the sinister Rick Prime at the season's midway point to then fully explore the toll that Quest for Revenge had taken on the Rick we've followed throughout the series. "You've had this agenda, this vendetta, your whole life, and it normally ends in your own death as well," he says of Rick finally taking out the man who murdered his wife. But like Rick's living past that thing that's been this singular focus his whole life, and now it's all about exploring who he is without that. Moving forward, it sounds like the show will continue to feature serialized episodes, with Marder finally confirming we haven't seen the last of Evil Morty. "We can expect to see him in the future," he teased. "We certainly have plans and grand designs with him, for sure." He'd add, 8 will have a lot of similar flow and vibes to 6 and 7, which is like a cool balance of silly and one-up canonical stuff. That's the stuff I want as a fan. And that's the stuff that Dan Harmon and I work on all jammed together. I'm really proud of these last couple of seasons. They're sort of the perfect blend of what I look for as a fan. Co-creator Dan Harmon was also on hand for this interview, and it was put to him that, despite his mixed feelings on serialized storytelling in Rick and Morty, those stingers featuring Mr. Poopybutthole are being used to set the stage for him becoming a full-blown villain. Shit. Well, now we can't do that, or, YouTube channel film theorists can sue us, right? Good job, Internet. You blew it again, he joked. No, in all seriousness, I do love that guy so much. I want to encourage those kinds of theories, Harmon added. I love that stuff. I love him, particularly the amount of energy he puts into that stuff. Marder chimed in to admit that that's not their plan for Mr. Poopybutthole, but said it's an interesting theory. I always love what fans take and run with in any show. Rick and Morty won't return for Season 8 until 2025. We know we're getting at least 10 seasons on Adult Swim, and there have previously been rumblings about a possible big-screen spin-off for the titular duo similar to The Simpsons movie. Rick and Morty, Season 7, unapologetically audacious. With an underwhelming premiere episode, Season 7 of Rick and Morty was off to a rocky start. However, the season quickly hit its stride, delivering endearingly classic shenanigans with darkly cynical social commentary peppered throughout. As a welcome bonus, while the show usually paces out canonical episodes to a trickle, this season held nothing back. Season 6 of finale teased the tantalizing prospect of Rick, Ian Cardone, in Morty, Harry Belden tracking down Rick Prime, also Cardone, the version of Rick from an alternate dimension who killed Rick's wife and daughter and ultimately set him on the path to becoming the man he is today. The previous season ends with one of Rick's trademark drunken, raving rants, where he declares that he and Morty, revealed to actually be Prime's grandson, will find Prime together, in Rick and Morty, Season 7, Hunting My Nemesis. However, Season 7 initially ignores that declaration in favor of a much more important storyline. While the premiere is mediocre, the next episode is a highlight of the season. With one of the funniest cold opens of the show, the Jarek trap quickly redeems any faults the premiere had. Rick swaps his mind with that of his less intelligent son-in-law, Jerry. Naturally, the stunt backfires and their minds mix, resulting in the characters retaining aspects of both personalities. While their relationship is normally prickly and antagonistic, there are oddly wholesome moments and sweetly touching insights as to what these two really think of each other. In hindsight, it's a clear signal of what's to come. The interactions between characters and their psychological intricacies are front and center for Season 7. In one notable episode, that's Amerte, a horrified Morty struggles to defend his moral structure when he finds out that the spaghetti that Rick has been feeding them is produced from the bodies of humans that commit suicide. Morty's fundamental dichotomy of not wanting to end up like his grandfather but simultaneously chasing his approval is spotlighted. In Air Force Wong, Rick's ex, Unity, Christina Hendricks, and his therapist, Dr. Wong, Susan Sarandon, converse. It's a dull interaction overall and seems strangely keen on painting Rick as wrong for choosing to ignore Unity after their disastrous breakup for the sake of his mental health. Despite its numerous faults, the episode successfully portrays Rick's slow but visible progress that he has made while trying to better himself through therapy and results in a relatively grounded storyline compared to some of the other chaotic episodes. Finally, halfway through the season, in episode 5, viewers finally see Prime again. The episode, Unmortricken, presents viewers with revelation after revelation about Rick and Prime's dynamic and the history of the portal gun. The episode culminates in Prime, a victim of his own ego and carefree nature, practically being delivered to Rick on a silver platter by the mysterious evil Morty, who reappears for the first time since season 5 for some inexplicable, somewhat contrived reason. Whereupon, only 5 episodes into the season, Rick beats Prime to death. There's a wasted opportunity here, especially in a season that's so dedicated to fleshing out each and every character. With evil Morty playing such an incomprehensibly large role in Prime's downfall, Morty is relegated to the smallest of side characters. The potential interactions between him, Rick, his adoptive